All right, all right. Welcome to WinsDay Evening Encore. And earlier today, I pointed to a tension that does not feel dramatic. It feels ordinary. There's a belief that clarity arrives before movement. That certainty is the starting point or the starting line. And I gear these Wednesday evening encores for leaders, and for leaders who are carrying responsibility. That belief becomes pressure, either pressure to articulate, to justify, or to be understood. It is a quiet pressure because no one asks for it out loud. And while no one names it directly, everyone behaves as if it is required. This shows up first in decision making. Someone waits until they can describe the whole picture before taking the first step. Plans begin to stretch, not because of complexity, not because of hesitation. Teams ask for clarity that was never actually missing. It was only unspoken. It shows up in meetings where questions multiply but nothing moves. In leaders who postpone comments until the perfect language arrives. It stays hidden because everything looks thoughtful from the outside. No one sees the drag. No one sees the cost. The cost is subtle. The cost is momentum lost in small increments that never get tracked. The cost is opportunity that expires quietly because alignment never clicks into place. The cost is identity becoming relative instead of directive. And it keeps going. When clarity is treated as it's a prerequisite, uncertainty becomes a stall. Stalls accumulate. Calendars fill up. Energy disperses. And because nothing breaks, nothing changes. A reflective point. This is the reflective point. What are you currently delaying because you're waiting to be understood? If people were speaking right now, if this was something, a live platform, patterns would come forward. Someone would talk about deferring important choices until they can explain them perfectly. Others would describe teams that appear confused but are actually underinformed. Someone would even notice how often they restructure plans instead of declaring direction. Another would recognize a habit of asking for feedback for a substitute for commenting. There would be stories of leaders who appear decisive on the outside and carry unresolved doubt on the inside. There would be descriptions of long documents, detailed decks, careful memos, none of which produce movement. Someone might even notice how clarity disappears the moment collaboration begins. Someone else would notice how often intuition gets edited until it becomes unreadable. No one would talk about ignorance or incompetence. They would talk about architecture that does not exist. Architecture that would hold decisions steady when language is not perfect. And the tendency would not to be confusion. The tendency would be drift. Drift in timelines, drift in priorities, drift in identity. And this tension doesn't require a resolution. It does not need clarity forced onto it. It can be observed without being corrected. You can carry it back with you without explaining it to anyone. And let whatever structure it asks for reveal itself in its own time.